Hi guys, my name is Gaurav Goswami and here is my project for TCS Inframind 2019. Uh, I'm going to show you how the project looks like. It's a Java based web application and which is packaged by Java Maven build tool. So this is the POM file and within this web application I have see this. I've included the Tomcat 7 plugin, which will make it as a standalone web application, which will not. It means we are not needed to deploy it to Tomcat or anything. This can be run on its own. Okay. So after this, I want to show you. This is the index page which will show all the registered users by fetching all the entries from the database. Okay, after this you have a login or register button which will redirect to some other pages, and after filling up the forms of login and registration we can add users or delete users or get users from the database. These are just database queries. Okay, after this what I did is this application file is enclosed in a Docker container. So this is the Docker file. The base Docker container is Ubuntu, and what I've did is I have installed Maven in it, and then added all the code, all the POM files, and then I've run that plugin, that Tomcat 7 plugin which I've included in the project, that goal of Maven, and then exposed it to the 8080 port. So this was the application. Now comes the database. What I've did is I've made a Docker file with base of Docker MySQL Docker container, and some environment variables I've set like root password, database which will be used, and etc etc. And script.sql is this. It will create a database which I require, and after using that it will create a table which I require. Okay, so and so application and database both are Docker containers, right? And after this what I have did is I've made two deployments and two services for both application and database for the Kubernetes. So here is the deployment JSON file for the Kubernetes for application, this. Okay, and what I have did is I've used my Docker IO, my account, and pushed these application and database Docker containers to my account and used it here. And same thing goes for this database deployment. And here is the service JSON file for application and for the database, right? In the database I've exposed 3306 port because MySQL used 3306 as default port, and for the application I've used the 8080 port. Okay, let me just change this a bit. I'm not using a node port, instead I'm using a cluster IP for both of them. Okay, after that what I have did is these are just scripts for building the latest code and deploying it to the Kubernetes cluster. And now the question arises about the automation tool, that is I am using Jenkins. But so what I was doing is I was using the Jenkins in the Docker container. I cloned that. I was using Jenkins within the Docker container, but the problem was that with Jenkins I need to build the Docker containers itself. So the problem was Jenkins is within the Docker, and Jenkins requires another Docker. So this is a we need Docker within a Docker. So it is I've just searched on internet. It is possible, but it's like a tricky something. It's like something tricky. So for that, what I've did is I've used that Jenkins as a base Docker container, and did some changes, like installed sudo commands and installed Docker within it, and then uh, all the thing like kubectl CLI I need for the automation tool. So these are the things what I did, and I've pushed this on my GitHub repository, oh sorry, Docker repository, and now I'm using this within my local system. So let me just show you. Docker ps, here is the what is this is running, Docker logs. Okay, it is running on local host 4000. Here is the Jenkins, my local Jenkins. Okay. And this is my GitHub repository, and right now the automation is working. So I will just show you an example by pushing, by making some change in my code and pushing it to GitHub. Then the Jenkins will start an a build and deployment automatically, a pipeline. Okay, so here we can see just one entry is there. Okay. Okay, so let me just make some changes, like we'll say in the index file, instead of registers users I will say active users. Let me just show you that it is registered users itself. Okay, right now it is registered users. I will change it to active users, and now get commit minus m some change, get push u origin master. So I've made some changes, and we'll see if something goes on here or not. I will just refresh it and show you that commit was successful. Check this out. Okay, and now see this, the pipeline has started working, and it will first clone the GitHub repository, then execute my script, what I did, what I gave to the Jenkins. Let's wait for some time, we'll see what happens. Okay, so here it is building my application Docker container, and then it is pushing to my Docker repo. Then it is building the database Docker container, pushing the database to my Docker repo. Now here it is scaling the Kubernetes deployments. So what will happen in this? I have did I have gave the value to the property, that image pool policy, as always. So what this will do, when we delete pods or scale pods to 0 to some value, what it does, it pulls the image, Docker image, again and again, and then deploys it to the cluster. So it is finished by successful. Okay, yeah, it is done. Now I will show you how my project looks. Okay, I will show you the running of project. Since I'm using IBM Cloud Kubernetes cluster, so I will use kubectl CLI. So these are the pods which are running on my Kubernetes cluster. Here is the application, and this is the database. Since this is the free cluster, so all the services which are running in the Kubernetes cluster cannot be accessed externally. So what I will do is I will just port forward both of these services to my local system, and access those services locally on my system. Okay, so kubectl port forward service Inframind app, uh, it is running on 8080. Okay, 80, 80, 80, 80. Okay, cool. Now we'll just port forward the database service. kubectl port forward service Inframind database. It is running on 3306, so 3306. Okay, so the database has also started port forwarding. So we'll access the application in from my 2019. Oh, sorry, it's not 4000, it's 8080. And from my 2019. So here is my application. Uh, Currently no active user is there. See this active users. Okay, so I will register one like ABC123 register, and here is it. Now I will log in with this one, ABC123 login successful. And what if I delete this? Okay, see this. I will just refresh the page. Okay, register Gaurav 123, and if I log in with the wrong password, what happens? I actually don't know my oh my goodness. Okay, so this was the project, this was the whole project. Okay, so this was the whole illustration of my project, and if you find something difficult or something fishy, just make me know. Okay, my email ID will be attached to this repository, this repository. Okay, Gary 1998 Inframind 2019. Okay, bye.